Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, welcome everybody back to this wonderful session of the level 2 of the Gita course. I'm actually pretty amazed that even though when it is the time of around the new year, when all of you may be in the vacation mode, traveling here and there, still you're taking out time to attend these sessions. So, this amazes me also. I remember last year during the time of the new year, we were giving off for 2 weeks because it was a physical kind of a setup. People would come personally, accept prasad, attend the classes. But that's not the case now. Whether a person is in Bangalore or whether they are in their native place or wherever they are, they can always access these sessions online through the Zoom and through various other YouTube and other facilities. So therefore, we didn't feel the need of giving an off. But still, I'm very, very happy to see the students regularly assembling for these kind of sessions. Let's begin today's session with some kirtan. But before that, I will share my screen. If you're able to see my screen, and if you're able to hear me clearly, can you please raise your hands? Okay. Thank you. You can please lower your hands now, and we will start with the kirtan. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasandi Gaura Bhakta Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasandi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यामुना तीरावनचारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यामुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यामुना तीरावनचारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यामुना तीरावनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय. So welcome everybody, and on this note we will start today's session. And like all the other sessions, this session is also dedicated to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, and also my spiritual grandfather. And I will offer my obeisances, my respectful obeisances to him by offering the pranam mantras. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langhayate Girim Yatripa Tamaham Bande Shri Gurundi Natarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Harihi Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So, last week we covered what is yoga, what are the different kinds of yoga, progression of the yoga ladder. Today we will try to understand a little bit more. Is Bhakti Yoga complete? What is Krishna's choice of yoga? That's the author's choice or the creator's choice, you can say. And don't miss the route back to the spiritual world, followed by the practical tip of the day. But before I go to the presentation of today's session, let's do a quick revision. Whatever you remember from what you have basically heard in the previous session, you can just, if you want, you can raise your hand and speak out, or if you can type it in the chat box. Let's do a quick revision. And then I will also recapitulate so that if in case you are missing something, you will also catch up on that. So if you remember anything, definitely you'll remember many things. So whatever you remember, please type it in the chat box. Let's do a quick revision, or you can raise your hands and I can unmute you and you can speak. Abhishek Mishra Prabhu is telling detachment from fruits of success and failure is yoga. Yes, that's a point. Deepmala Mataji is telling they learned the meaning of yoga. Okay, and then Srinivas Prabhu is telling different kinds of yoga. Shrikant Guntupalli Prabhu is telling connection to God. Mohan Prabhu is telling yoga means understand God and connection with God. Very good. Ravi Agarwal Prabhu is telling, one second, this chat is moving a little fast. Okay. Okay, Krishna and meaning, kinds and meaning of yoga. Okay. Rhythm Sharma Mataji is telling real meaning of yoga. Sindhu Savlok Mataji is telling yoga is connecting the Jivatma and Paramatma, that is God. Okay, Ravi Ilpa Kurti Prabhu is telling different yoga, Sakarma and Nishkama yoga, and the superiority of Bhakti Yoga. Very nice. Different kinds of yoga. Narani Mataji is telling different kinds of yoga to attain liberation or go back to Godhead. Okay. Different kinds of yoga to attain liberation. Only Bhakti Yoga gives liberation. No other form of yoga gives liberation, by the way. How Bhakti Yoga is superior than other yogas. Okay, already point was told. Okay. Okay. Connection of God through yoga. Sutapa Mataji is telling Bhakti Yoga gives a lift. Padmalata Koduru Mataji is telling Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and all these particular yogas they learned. Very good. Same point coming. Dhyana Yoga is impractical in Kali Yoga. Abhishek Mishra Prabhu has branded Dhyana Yoga as impractical. Very good. Shashi Pandey Mataji is telling yoga is meeting the God. It can be through karma, jnana, or bhakti. Okay, Krishna consciousness is bhakti. Basic meaning of yoga is being in equanimity. That's the primary definition of yoga. Thank you, Balaji Mohan Prabhu. Naveen Kumar, Krishna consciousness is Bhakti Yoga. Very good. Prachi Parihar Saxena Mataji is telling there are 5 types of yoga: Karma Kandi, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Karma Kandi is not yoga. It was just brought into the discussion. So Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. There are 4 kinds of yoga. Other meaning is union with the Supreme Lord. Okay, Bhagwan, Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagwan. Very good. People are remembering. 3 destinations. Very nice. Krishna consciousness. Prachim Parihar Mataji is telling, Bhakti can be done in 9 ways. She's saying Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. Even if you're not able to do all 9, any one or two done with full devotion will lead you to the way of Bhakti Yoga. Okay, also learned how modern yoga completely fails from the original yoga. Okay, very nice. You people actually remember everything which has been discussed in this session. Yoga meaning, Ruma Ganjilal, Mataji is telling, yoga meaning focus on the God. Usage of the word God is also a little impersonal. Why don't you replace the word God with Krishna? Because Krishna is God. So yoga meaning focus on Krishna through the Nama mantra. Again, Nam mantra means one. Be very specific. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Given by your Guru during Diksha, and leave all your material thoughts and submit your mind entirely to Krishna. Okay. Very nice point, but I don't remember speaking this in the session. Maybe I might have. Okay. Almost same points are coming. Bhakshani Mataji is telling climbing the yoga ladder to reach Krishna. Devka Malkani Mataji is telling perform your duty and abandon all attachments. Such equanimity is yoga. Okay. Fine. Almost all of you have remembered something or the other. Very good. Okay, so let's now I will also do my part as promised. I'll quickly revise. What comes to your mind when you think about yoga, you've already answered. And the primary definition of yoga is perform your duty equipoised, O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Okay, and different kinds of yoga, sinful action and karma kand. These are not yogas. They are just mentioned here so that people understand. Some people tell that sinful activities is also yoga. If a butcher starts telling that my job, my karma yoga is to come 6 a.m. in the morning, open the shop and kill 7, 8 animals, that is not karma yoga. He may say, I am doing nishkam karma. I'm very selfless. Just for my family, I'm killing these people. Similarly, a thief may say that in order to fulfill the needs of my family, I'm stealing. This is my karma. And I'm just doing my karma without being attached to the duties. So that is not karma yoga. Similarly, a prostitute may say that I've been forced into this profession. Now I'm just doing it as my karma yoga. So all this is stupid things. So sinful action can never be a yoga. At least one has to follow the principles or the scriptural injunction. So when one starts following the scriptural injunction, it becomes karma kand. That is still not a yoga, because even while doing the karma kand, no, people don't have the desire to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whenever someone starts, or whenever one gets the understanding that I have to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, my job is to satisfy Krishna, and so therefore I'm offering the results of my work to Krishna, or best is that I'm doing something for Krishna. Krishna gives various levels in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. First he says, always think of me. Now if that is not possible, then Krishna says, make a time slot and then think of him. If you cannot think of me 24 hours a day, then dedicate 2 hours of your day so that you will chant in those 2 hours, read the Bhagavad Gita in those 2 hours, hear a Prabhupada lecture in those 2 hours, and then in a routine way you remember me. If you cannot do that also, then you work for me. Whole day you simply work, do service for me. If you cannot do that also, then okay, you do some work, but you offer the results of your work to me. If that is also not possible, then at least do some charity. Be detached from your work. So Krishna is giving so many options. So karma kand is not yoga. Whenever a person gets the understanding that the purpose of all my activities is Krishna and the satisfaction of Krishna, when they lose, I was explaining slowly how in Karma Yoga one loses the doership mentality. In Jnana Yoga, the heart gets cleansed, and so on and so forth. One progresses in the yoga ladder. Now, what is the difference between a Karma Yoga and a Bhakti Yoga? For that, we have to actually go into the Karma Yoga divisions. And again, there are three available destinations: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. Okay. Jnana Yoga leads to the Brahman realization, ideally, or the Brahma Jyoti. Dhyana Yoga leads to the Paramatma realization, and Bhakti Yoga leads to the Bhagwan realization. Vadanti tatta tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdayate. The absolute truth is realized in three phases of understanding by the knower of the absolute truth, and all of them are identical. Such phases of the absolute truth are expressed as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. Okay, and then if you remember last class, I was giving the example of a train coming in the village. Some villagers being impatient, not getting full idea, second batch getting more idea, third batch getting the highest idea. So action with regards to sinful without regard to scriptures is pap. This is not yoga. Okay, and then karma kanda. This is the type in which people desire to go to the heavenly planetary systems, thinking that they will get some happiness there. They don't know human being is an eternal living entity. Human, not just human being, Jivatmas are eternal. There was never a time when they did not exist. They are existing now, and they will continue to exist in future also. So happiness means something which is of the nature of the spirit soul. A spirit soul needs happiness which is eternal. Suppose if you go on a vacation and then you see you have a 2-day, 2-night, 3-day package. And then after that, you will be forced to come back because your package is over. Your happiness is over in 3 nights. Or 2 days, 2 nights and 3 days, whatever. And that is not real happiness. Real happiness is something which lasts eternally. So, if one is trying to go to the heavenly planetary systems thinking that I will go there and I'll get more, okay, it is a fact that the lifestyle in the heavenly planetary systems is 10,000 times better than what you experience on the earthly planetary systems. But after all, what's the point? It only leads to sense gratification. We have never heard that somebody has gone to Swarga or Amravati, the capital of Indra, and has become a great devotee of Krishna after going there. We have never heard. So, Karma Kand can also not be yoga. And I showed some pictures. And the most important point here is one is looking for their own such sense gratification, and they have no desire to make any spiritual advancement. I repeat, while doing Karma Kand, one has no desire to make spiritual advancement. Moving on, then we started discussing Karma Yoga, where Krishna is asking to do the work by controlling the senses and the mind without attachment. And then not being attached to the results. And then we saw there are 2 categories of Karma Yoga: Sakam Karma Yoga and Nishkam Karma Yoga. But I was giving an example of Sakam Karma Yoga where one is attached to the work of the result. One is attached to the work as well as to the result. Nishkam Karma Yoga can be that they are not attached to the results of the work, but they are still attached to the work in general. What is the difference between Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga? Someone may argue that Karma Yogi is also giving the results of his work, or at least a part of the results of his work, to Krishna, and Bhakti Yogi is also working like that. Sounds little same. We are all Karma Yogis. No. Bhakti Yogi, a Karma Yogi is that person who knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who knows that the purpose of life is to satisfy Krishna and the senses of Krishna. But even after having this knowledge, is stuck at the platform of karma. I repeat, when a living entity, despite having the knowledge that Bhakti Yoga is the supreme and our intelligence, our knowledge, our siddhis, and our other abilities will not impress Krishna. The only way in which we can attract the attention of Krishna is bhakti. Despite knowing this, when someone is not engaging properly in bhakti and trying to give some results of their work, some pious, there are some pious shopkeepers around. They will not necessarily chant Hare Krishna, but very rigidly they will give some Lakshmi every month. And they will very nicely do their work. It's not like they are leading a sinful life. They will wake up in the Brahma Muhurta to do the accounts of the shop, and then they will open the shop at 6 a.m. They'll clean the shop. So very religiously they are doing something, and they are also thinking about Krishna. They chant the names of Krishna once in a while, but they are not systematically doing some sadhana. And at the same time, they are also offering the results of their work to Krishna. So this is Karma Yoga. He knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, life is meant for doing bhakti, but they are stuck at the platform of karma, then that is called as a karma yogi. Similarly, when someone knows the perfection of life, still they are subject to the process of jnana, to the process of mental speculation. It's called as a jnana yogi. Similarly, when somebody knows that the purpose of life is to serve Krishna, but still they want to attain some siddhis for themselves, they are called as Dhyana yogis. And people who have surpassed all this, they are called as Bhakti yogis or Bhaktas or Bhaktins, whatever. The point to be noted here is the Karma yogi, the Jnana yogi, the Dhyana yogi, they are all not necessarily, or they are not working for the satisfaction of Krishna. Somewhere or the other, they still have sense gratificatory desires in their heart. They are not on the Anyabhilashita Shunyam platform. Anyabhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karma Dhyanavritam Anukulyena Krishnanushilanam Bhakti Uttama. This is the definition of bhakti which Rupa Goswami gives. Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. It means that one has no other desire other than serving Krishna. This does not mean that we will become, we are accepting the Buddhist philosophy. No, Buddhist philosophy says you make your desires zero. That is not possible. That is not possible. The soul, the spirit soul is always very active. Otherwise, what is the reason? Like Lord Brahma tells in the 10th canto, 14th chapter in his prayers to Lord Krishna, that even those souls who are reaching the Brahma Jyoti, after some point of time, they develop some desires and they come back and they fall back into the material world and they become philanthropers and philanthropists and some social workers and things like that. So it is the nature of the soul to be always desiring. So it is better to dovetail our desires in Krishna consciousness. So Anyabhilashita Shunyam means I have 50 crore desires, but all these desires are meant for the service of Krishna, the pure devotees of Krishna, the paraphernalia of Krishna, and the dham of Krishna. This is the meaning of Anyabhilashita Shunyam. So the goal of life is to reach the Anyabhilashita Shunyam platform, where I'm desiring only for Krishna and not for my own sense gratification. When I reach that platform, then I am following in the footsteps of pure devotees. Or maybe I have become a pure devotee. When I'm not at that platform, but still I'm practicing bhakti in some way, and I'm stuck either at the karma platform or the jnana platform or the dhyan platform, then I'm given a name called karma yogi, jnana yogi, dhyan yogi, etc. Regarding dhyan yogi, I would like to mention a point. Suppose if there is a child and he's seeing that the parents are giving the child some breakfast, and after eating the breakfast, the child quickly starts packing tiffin. And when the mother asks, why are you packing your tiffin? The child says, I don't know whether you'll give me lunch or not, so I'm packing my tiffin now only. So this is really stupid, because mother will obviously give. She's a mother or he's a father. Parents will definitely give the lunch to the child. But dhyan yogis are like that. They don't want to be dependent on Krishna. They want to have siddhis for themselves. On the contrary, bhakti yogis, They are like small children fully dependent on Krishna. And just like a small child who is fully dependent on the parents gets more attention from the parents, gets more assistance from the parents, and the elder child, when they start showing some independence, the parents little bit less spend less time with them. So similarly, bhakti yogis are very, very dear to Krishna, and Krishna is always anxious to take care of them. But these Dhyana yogis and all who are lusty behind some siddhis, Krishna doesn't care for them after some point of time. I mean, obviously he cares for them, but doesn't get involved too much, you can say, because they feel they don't need the interaction with Krishna. So, Jnana Yoga means knowledge and analysis based on that and inaction. By this knowledge, one is able to break the bondages of material nature. Simply by analysis, one is able to overcome various attachments and things like that. So this Jnana Yoga was being given by Krishna to Arjuna so that he can understand Dehino yasmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namoyati. As the soul progresses from boyhood to youth to adult to old age. Similarly, as the body passes through this, similarly soul passes from one body to another, and a sober man will never get bewildered by seeing this. This is called as Jnana Yoga. By understanding these principles, when somebody dies, one does not start wailing, one does not start crying, because only the body has died. If somebody's father is expiring, then it's their father is not expiring, only the body of the father is expiring. Okay, so this is Jnana Yoga. Dhyana Yoga means gradual movement towards inaction through the process of Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. And then it was told in the 6th chapter, 11 to 12th verse, the necessity of or the required conditions for doing Dhyana Yoga, which is absolutely impossible in Kali Yuga. I remember me and my friends, we were trying to make a short play on the impracticality of other yoga systems in Kali Yuga. So we just showed one instance where some karma kand or some karma yoga was being performed and it was highly incomplete because of the lack of varnashram principles. Then we also enacted some portion where the Jnana Yoga was incomplete, and we also enacted 2-3 minutes to show how this Dhyana Yoga is also incomplete. So very nice play it was. So I encourage devotees to come up with such kind of plays. If at all you come up with a play, you can just do it with your family members or call some neighbors and do it. So if at all if you come up with some plays, if at all somebody has that desire to do some plays, please inform me. We'll dedicate some portion of the session for seeing some Krishna conscious plays. This is better than simply wasting time on social media. We can actually have some Krishna conscious entertainment in our sessions also. So Dhyana Yoga, and we also concluded that whatever the Dhyana Yogi attains in Samadhi, a Bhakti Yogi attains in just 2 weeks by chanting Hare Krishna, by attending Mangalarti, and by focusing at the lotus feet of Krishna. Samadhi, which Dhyana Yogi will achieve after a lifetime, the Bhakti Yogi can attain very easily. Now, many people are mad behind these asanas and pranayam. In one of the purports, Srila Prabhupada says that chanting Hare Krishna and dancing in front of the deities is also pranayam. The purpose of pranayam is to, I'm forgetting the exact words. Prabhupada writes, the purpose of pranayam is to basically focus the mind, something like that he's telling. I'm just forgetting the right words, precise words. And Prabhupada says that can be easily attained by chanting Hare Krishna. So chanting Hare Krishna and dancing in front of the deities is also pranayam. If somebody has a habit Whenever you go to any ISKCON temple, you'll see kirtan is going on and many people will be dancing and jumping, and all those activities will be done in front of the deities for the pleasure of the deities and not to show that I am a great dancer. So simply if someone is dancing in front of the deities very nicely in kirtan, that is sufficient exercise. Sufficient. You don't need any other asana or pranayam, anything. The goal of all these asanas and pranayam is to attain Krishna. And if I can simply by dancing, I can attain the mercy of Krishna, and by chanting in front of the deities, offering and reciting prayers in front of the deities, if I can attain the mercy of Krishna, then what is the point of doing anything else? When I can eat like this, why should I eat like this? So I'm taking a little bit extra time to explain you this summary because this is really important and I want really everybody to get it fully clear. There should be no doubt. Nobody last year, after explaining the whole thing, somebody came and told, Prabhuji, we are karma yogis only now. And I was like fully frustrated after that. So I'm taking extra time. Please take note, all the karma yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, they all achieve their completion, perfection by the touch of bhakti or by the touch of a devotee. If a devotee doesn't come in the life of a karma yogi or a dhyana yogi or a jnana yogi, they cannot perfect the jnana yoga, dhyana yoga or karma yoga, and they can never move up to the next level. So without bhakti, no other process, no other yoga system gets completed or achieves the perfection. However, bhakti alone is independent. Okay? And then comes Bhakti Yoga, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tad Aham Bhaktya Uparitam Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. We were discussing the Brahma Samhita verse where we were reading that Krishna is not hungry for our roti and sabzi. He is being served by millions and billions of Lakshmis in the heavenly in the spiritual planetary systems, in the Vaikuntha Lokas. Now everybody is mad behind Lakshmi. Everybody wants a sidelong glance from Lakshmi. But Lakshmi herself is willing to serve. So just imagine if all the Lakshmi is there somewhere and all of the Lakshmi is trying to serve Krishna something, you cannot imagine the kind of opulence which will be there, with which Krishna will be accepting prasadam. Why will he come to accept our leaf, our flower, fruit or water? But Krishna says he will accept it when somebody offers with love and devotion. So Bhakti Yoga means doing things for the satisfaction of Krishna. Here there is no satisfaction of self. Actually, the satisfaction of self also happens automatically. There is an incident which I have heard in the early days of the Juhu temple. It was under construction and so many troubles were there. Troubling third parties were coming. They were trying to break the temple, demolish the temple. And these foreigners, they were making great austerities to raise funds for this temple and construct this temple. They were staying in a tin shed in a land which was full of rats and snakes. Sometimes they would be sleeping and then 4 or 5 rats would fall upon them. And there was no water. You cannot imagine the austerities which these foreigners went through. There was no water. They had to go somewhere to have bath and pass stool and urine. Now, for Indians, it may be a little common, but for foreigners, it is not common. They were taking all this austerity just to serve Srila Prabhupada. So in one of those conversations, one of the devotee mentions that it was a very, very hot summer day. They had never faced such heat, especially the foreigners. And he was feeling really hot. And then he thought that if I'm feeling so hot, just imagine how much Radha Ras Bihari must be feeling. Radha Ras Bihari is the name of the deities in Juhu. So how much hot Radha Ras Bihari would be feeling? So this devotee picks up a chamar. Chamar is a whisk, white colored whisk made of yak tail hair, not the tail of the yak, but the yak tail hair. And with that, he started doing the chamar seva to Radha Ras Bihari. And then he said, he writes or he explains to us that when he started doing the charmer, he started feeling so cool. So, like he was feeling as if some real cool breeze is flowing from all directions. So he was sharing with all of us that if someone satisfies the senses of Krishna, who is Rishikesh, the master of all senses, then one's own senses automatically, implicitly get satisfied. Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam tat parattvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. So if I'm trying to satisfy the senses of Rishikesh, that is, who is Rishikesh? Ishvara of Rishik. Rishik means senses. Ishvara means control. When I try to satisfy the senses of all, when I try to satisfy the senses of the controller of the senses, that is Krishna, then my senses, which are under his control, will automatically get satisfied. Many of us, we are struggling with the problem of sense control. We cannot control our senses. Whatever austerities one may take, whatever regulations one may impose upon themselves, but until and unless Rishikesh becomes interested in our Rishik, in our senses, how can we ever control our senses? So sense control can be achieved only by the mercy of Krishna. And mercy of Krishna we will get when we will engage our senses in the service of Krishna. This is an open secret which nobody understands. Vishwamitra tried to control his senses for 10,000 years, but he fell down. But if somebody just engages their senses in the service of Krishna, Rishikesh will come and control the senses. We should never become proud that I'm a brahmachari, or I'm a sannyasi, or I'm a grihastha, or I'm a vanapasthi. No. The moment Krishna and Guru will remove their curtain of mercy, we will go back to that abominable state of existence from where we were picked up in the first place. So that's why Krishna says, Yad karoshi, yad ashnasi, yad juhoshi, dadashi, yad tapashyasi kauntaya, tad kurushva madarpanam. Actually, if I am to explain verse by verse, then this verse has a deeper meaning. If somebody is not exactly ready to do what Krishna wants them to do, and Krishna becomes so merciful, he says, okay, you don't want to do what I'm asking you to do, you don't want to do, then okay, you do whatever you want. Yad karoshi, do whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering for me. If you don't exactly want to work for me, then do whatever you want. I give you that freedom. But you do that as an offering to me. This is the mercy of Krishna. Just see to the extent to which he is coming to give us his mercy. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is Bhagwan. Now, Bhagwan, he can just, by the movement of his eyebrow, he can just, finish the game. But he is ready. He is so patient. Whenever we start losing patience with someone, we should just try to remind ourselves how much patient Krishna has been with us since time immemorial. That he goes down to the... Now, if you really want to feel what is love, try to see the depth of this statement. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. The constitutional position of a living entity is to only do devotional service and nothing else. I repeat, the constitutional position of a living entity is to only do devotional service and nothing else. One may argue, Arey Prabhuji, hum log sirf bhakti karenge, to how will we survive? The whole Vaikuntha planetary systems are surviving, and they are much more complex and bigger than you can possibly imagine. You cannot imagine also. The whole spiritual world is simply existing eternally, simply by doing devotional service. It is here in the material world that people think there are so many other important things to do. And because of that, the material world gets bhukta praliyate, annihilated again and again and again. And once it is annihilated, everything is finished. It's like castles being built by a child on the seashore. One wave comes and everything gets finished. But still, people are thinking that other than devotional service, I have so many other important things to do. So therefore, I should compromise my devotional service. But just see the mood of Krishna. He's ready to make that compromise for us. He says, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, do that as an offering to me. This is the love of Krishna. So Bhakti Yoga is bringing us back into action. Dhyana Yoga was making us inactive. Bhakti Yoga is bringing us back into action. And the definition of pure devotees. Machchitta madgata prana bodhayantah parasram katyantascha mam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha. And then I showed you a video, which I will not show now again. And the 9 processes of devotional service. Somebody really pointed it out. And this is the summary. Karma Kanda, action according to scriptures. Karma Yoga, scriptures plus detachment. Jnana Yoga, scriptures, detachment and knowledge. Dhyana Yoga, scriptures, detachment, knowledge and meditation. And Bhakti Yoga, scriptures, detachment, knowledge and meditation and love. Homework was to learn the verse 9.26 of the Bhagavad Gita. And we also gave away some homework to write. The reason why I gave this homework was because when we will write, things will become clear to us. Some of you have actually written and sent it to me. Most of you have not yet written. So this week also the homework will be same. You please try to attend the entire session today and try to understand and try to write. It is for our own good. If we write it for the rest of our life, we'll never forget it. We will be very clear in our concepts. All of you are trying your best to write very, very nice answers. Some of you are bringing out many interesting points. However, towards the end, I will share with you one answer, which is a very, very, very nicely recommended by the authorities, by the teacher. Various teachers recommend this approach to write the answer. So I will share that standard answer with you so that you can always assess for yourself how to write such subjective answers with authority. You see, when we are those who are attending the Tuesday session, we are reading the Bhagavad Gita, and presently we are in the introduction, and we are seeing with a lot of authority Srila Prabhupada is writing, and the way he writes, it leaves no scope for confusion or debate. So we should also write in that way. So I will share with you that answer. Okay, Sudha Mataji is highlighting, we cannot carry any siddhis that we acquire from Karma, Jnana or Dhyana Yoga to our next life, but we can accumulate the pious credits. Let's put it as spiritual credits, not pious credits, obtained from Bhakti Yoga alone to the next life. That's a very, very important point. Thank you. I missed that in my revision. Padmalata Koduru Mataji is telling, please show the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam that you have given a verb. Okay, I will show it. There's no problem in showing it. Okay, this is the verse. I'm sorry, I have not written the verse number here. I'll message you. I'll put it in the group. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnuho Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu Bhaktish Chenneva Lakshanaha Kriyeta Bhagavatya Adha Tanmanye Dhitamuttamam. 7th canto, the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj, they are amazing. They are simply amazing. Anybody who has not, Bhagavatam has 25 standard prayers by 25 Mahajans or 25 great personalities. Anybody who has not read these prayers, their life is a waste. This much I can say. Because these prayers are so beautiful and they actually show the mood of a pure devotee. They teach us what to pray. Often we see that we have disgusting prayers, stinking prayers. But when we offer such prayers, Lord gets pleased. Why? Because these prayers are in the mood of pure devotion. We are asking what we are supposed to ask for, or we are offering prayers in the way we are supposed to offer prayers. And secondly, when we offer such prayers, it reminds the Lord of his pure devotee Prahlad. And then the Lord starts thinking that maybe this devotee is connected to Prahlad. And so therefore we also come in the family of the Lord. This is the importance of offering prayers. Now, we start today's session. Staircase versus lift. Briefly, I had discussed this in previous session also. I would like to again touch upon this. This is a very, very special aspect of bhakti. Bhakti, compared to Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, whatever yoga, is swifter and it is easier to execute. I repeat, bhakti is swifter and it is easier to execute. You see this picture painted by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. This living entity is in the ocean of birth and death. All it can do is just raise hand and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And Krishna comes personally and picks him up from the ocean of birth and death and takes him away. The Bhagavad Gita says, Tesham sadata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, priti, tesham sadata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. The word bhaj means devotional service. Bhaj dhatu, the word bhaj means devotional service. This is the unique translation given by Srila Prabhupada. No other person in this world before Srila Prabhupada thought that bhaj could be told as devotional service. So, those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give them the understanding by which they can come back to me. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti. Krishna does not say this for the Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi or Dhyana Yogi. Others have to struggle on their own. But for Bhakti Yogis, he says, Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. So in this way, it becomes easier. I said Bhakti Yoga is easier and swifter. So I gave you the proof that it becomes easier. Why? Because Krishna gives you the intelligence. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Now I also said it is faster. Just like a lift. All the other processes of yoga are like staircases. And the Karma Yogi is at a particular level of the yoga ladder or at a particular floor, you can say. The Jnana Yogi is stuck somewhere else. The Dhyana Yogi is stuck somewhere else. All are trying to climb the stairs. But Bhakti Yoga is like an elevator. You just get into the lift, elevator, press a button, immediately you're there. Why? Because it is easier. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. This is Bhagavad Gita 10.10. And it is faster. Krishna says this in the Bhagavad Gita again. He says, Tesham evanu kampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashyamya atma bhavastho jnana deepena bhasvata. This is 10.11 Bhagavad Gita. Please listen very carefully what Krishna says. To show them special mercy. Them here means devotees. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. That means whatever avidya is there in our heart, it is destroyed not by our personal endeavor. Krishna himself comes and destroys it through the shining lamp of knowledge. And this he does to show us his special mercy. Did Krishna tell this about the Karma Yogis, Jnana Yogis or Dhyana Yogis? No. Tesham evanukampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashyami atma bhavastho jnana deepena bhasvata. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born out of ignorance. So Krishna is doing all this. This is Bhagavad Gita 10.11. Another verse I'm remembering from Srimad Bhagavatam, it says, Pravishta karna randhrena swanam bhava saroruham dhunoti shamalam Krishna salilasya yathasharat. Krishna says, or the Bhagavatam says, that when Krishna Katha enters through the pothole of the ears, potholes of the ears, Pravishta means entering, Karna means ears, Randhrena means hole. So Pravishta Karna Randhrena Swanam Bhava Saroruham. When Krishna Katha enters through the potholes of our ears, and when Krishna establishes himself, or Krishna Bhakti or devotion to Krishna establishes itself as an irrevocable fact on the lotus flower of our heart, or when Krishna personally comes and resides in our heart, Swanam bhava saroruham. Dhunoti shamalam Krishna. Krishna, after coming into our heart, he finds out there is so much lust, greed, anger, illusion, enviousness, and attachments here. Darkness, avidya. So what Krishna starts doing? Krishna cannot stay in a dirty place. But Krishna loves us so much, he starts cleaning it himself. Dhunoti shamalam Krishna. Krishna only takes the responsibility of cleaning our heart. Pravishta karna randhera swanam bhava saroruham dhunoti shamalam Krishna. Like a dhobi starts washing, he starts cleaning our heart. Dhunoti shamalam Krishna salilasya yathasharat. And it's not like Krishna is really struggling to clean it. In one moment he can clean it. Just like in the Sharat season, when the first rain comes, a supernatural phenomena happens. Some people may have observed it. All the water bodies, lakes, ponds, tanks, just by the first shower of the rain, they become crystal clear. So in that way, Krishna just enters our heart and cleans it. This he does only for his devotees. Tesham evanukam partham aham ajnanajam tamaha. So hence proved by reference to these verses that bhakti is easier also and faster also. At this point of time, I would like to ask a question to all of you. Now that you know that bhakti is easier and faster, would you still like to try, or in my language, I'm a very straightforward person. I just express the way I have heard it from my spiritual master. After hearing that bhakti is easier and faster to attain the ultimate goal, that is the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna, bhakti as a process of yoga is easier and faster. Even after knowing this, should we still waste our time in the other yoga systems? If you think that yes, still we should practice other yoga systems, please type yes in the chat box. If you think no, Bhakti Yoga is sufficient, I will not waste my time, I'll go easier and I'll go faster, then please type no in the chat box. Thank you. Not all of them have typed. I'm actually noting down all those people who are typing. Those who are not typing, I'll ask them questions. And then if you don't type no, we will ask you questions and we'll ask you to explain why you want to try out other yoga systems. Okay, thank you. Almost all of you are fully convinced. This is my success as a teacher. At this point, it is so difficult to explain. The people say that how can the perfection of life be so easy? Until and unless I put my head down and feet up and stand somewhere for 50 hours, until and unless I make a circle of fire around me and I sit in that in summer, or until and unless I dip myself in freezing cold water in the upper regions of Badrikashram in the month of December, people, they really want to do such things, thinking that how can perfection be so simple? The perfection is really simple because Krishna loves us. Those who do not understand the love of Krishna, they get involved in these kinds of austerities. It is a reality. There are some categories of people that in the month of June and July, they will burn a fire around them and they will sit inside that fire. And in the month of freezing cold of December and January, they will dip themselves in freezing water in the upper regions of Badrik Ashram and all those places. Why? Just to control their senses. They will torture their body so much that they'll become detached from their senses. But they don't know that Krishna is Rishikesh. Until unless Rishikesh gets into action, no matter how much you torture your body like Hiranyakashipu, still you will be affected. Okay? Okay, let's move on. Let's move further. Somebody is saying, I still wish to gain knowledge, so I want to go through Jnana Yoga even while I'm in Bhakti Yoga. So I'm exactly going to answer this question now. Are we missing some? Because I think Prabhuji wrote this point. I think he was thinking that maybe I'm missing the Jnana aspect in Bhakti. Therefore, I have to practice Jnana Yoga. Because if I simply chant Hare Krishna, I will not get the knowledge, I'll not get the Jnana. So therefore, the next section of my presentation is, are we actually missing something in Bhakti? So the Bhagavatam first canto, chapter 2, shloka 7 says, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitah Janyatyashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahaitukam. Please listen. This is the answer to your question, Prabhuji. By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. As I've been saying in the previous sessions, one who knows Krishna knows everything. If you have $100, you also have $10. And Krishna is Sarva Karana Karan. If you know Krishna, then you know everything. What else is remaining to be known? And anybody who practices this path of bhakti, other the Jnana yogis, they are struggling to understand that I am not this body. They are struggling to understand what is matter and what is spirit. They are struggling to get this knowledge. They are struggling by reading the Vedanta and everything. But the process of Bhakti Yoga is so sublime that anybody who has implicit faith in Guru and Krishna, all the purports of Vedic literature is automatically revealed in the heart of such a person. I repeat, anybody who is practicing Bhakti Yoga, all the imports and purports of Vedic literatures, which these Jnana Yogis are studying since time immemorial, is automatically revealed to the person in their heart. Somebody can do this experiment. Somebody can lock themselves in a room for 6 months and just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And after that, when you'll come out of that room, why 6 months? Just do this for 2 days. Just chant very nicely the entire day for 2 days. And then if somebody will come and ask you some question from the Bhagavad Gita or the Bhagavatam, whatever you will say will be the summary of what the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam has to say. Why? Because Bhagavatam says that. By rendering devotional service unto the personality of God at Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. These Jnana Yogis, they are struggling to get knowledge and struggling to be detached from this material world. They are going through all these yogis, they are struggling to detach themselves from their senses by immersing them in ice cold water in winter and sitting in the circle of fire in summer. But all this comes as a byproduct in Bhakti Yoga. You need not even try to get it. Simply when you start Bhakti, you'll get automatically detached and you'll automatically have all the knowledge. So there is no need to practice Jnana Yoga because it is causelessly coming to you. There is a very nice prayer called Shikshastakam, chanted by Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself descending as his own devotee in Kali Yuga. He says in the Shikshastakam prayers, I will not explain it fully or very in detail because it's a separate subject matter. But in the first verse, he says, Cheto darpana marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya kairva chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivanam Anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita swadanam Sarvatmasmanapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling. Anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purna amrita swadanam. This is a very, very beautiful verse which talks about the importance of bhakti. Cheto darpana marjanam. This verse says the 7 benefits of doing bhakti. Cheto darpana marjanam. First, the mirror of the heart gets cleansed. Cheta darpana marjanam. Bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam. Mirror of the heart getting cleansed means the lust, greed, anger, illusion. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna, all that is going away. Now, don't you feel that if the lust, anger, greed, illusion, enviousness, and attachments is gone, then you are no longer in avidya, you are in full vidya, or you are in full jnana. Bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam. The blazing forest fire of material existence, which starts on its own, but it does not get extinguished on its own. Bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam. This blazing forest fire of material existence is vanquished by the nectarian shower-like rains, by the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Cheto darpana marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidya vadhu jivanam. The soul actually starts feeling for the first time. The soul starts feeling fortunate. This fortune the soul has never experienced in millions and billions of lifetimes. The example with which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining is just like a white lotus grows only in a full moon night, not on other days. So just like that, it is such a beautiful sight. Something to that is the comparison to the bliss or the fortune which the soul starts experiencing. And the first and the easiest way in which a soul can recognize its fortune is the association of devotees. The soul starts getting the association of devotees. Shreya kairiva chandrika vitaranam vidya vadhu jivanam. Just like a chaste wife always follows the husband, similarly, all the opulences, such as all the qualities which are mentioned in the 13th chapter, shloka number 8 to 12, Krishna says what is knowledge and what is not knowledge. So all those qualities, divine qualities, they start manifesting. Vidya vadhu jivanam. Just like a chaste wife follows the husband, so these qualities, they start following the person. Cheto darpana marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidya vadhu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita swadanam. One starts feeling an ocean of bliss. One starts experiencing an ocean of bliss. And this ocean is ever expanding. Anandam buddhivardhanam. So this is an ocean of Anand, which is every moment expanding. This is the only job description of the people in the spiritual world. There is no limit to their happiness. It cannot be conceived by people in this material world. And every day, first of all, it's an ocean of happiness. That means there is no limit. And that too, every day, this ocean of happiness is increasing. Anandam buddhivardhanam. And pratipadam purnamrita swadanam. At each and every step, they are actually relishing that complete nectar for which the soul is always hankering. Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. And in this way, the soul achieves the highest perfection of life by engaging in the ever victorious Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So Sikshastikam is a very, very nice prayers, 8 verses told by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The summum bonum of all Vedic literature. Summum bonum of everything. Generally, I recite these prayers every day in the Brahma Muhurta, in the morning. And that gives me so much hope in my Krishna consciousness. Those who have time, they can recite these Sikshastikam prayers along with... Generally, I recite the entire Sikshastikam prayer, and every day I read the translation of one English verse. A translation in English of one verse. Today I read the translation of first verse. Tomorrow I'll read the translation of second verse. But all the 8 shlokas I will tell fully. Just to show to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just to show to Krishna that I am sincere. So I do this, and this is a very, very strong meditation, by the way. So you are not lacking anything in bhakti. You do not need to practice Jnana Yoga. The results of Jnana Yoga is like an insignificant glowworm in front of the millions and billions of suns of bhakti. The result of Jnana Yoga is as significant as an insignificant glowworm in front of a sun. So one need not take to Jnana Yoga. In bhakti, everything is there. Otherwise, how is it possible that the people of the spiritual world, they are such Chit Anand? They are eternal, they are full of knowledge. And they are completely blissful. How is it possible? Because if you know Krishna, you know everything. That is the simple logic to understand this point. Srila Prabhupada tells in one of his lectures that when he was residing in the Radha Damodar Mandir, Vrindavan, and he was writing the first and the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, at that time he used to say that every morning at around 3:45, there used to be a lady who would just come out of her house, go to the Yamuna, fill a bucket or a ghada full of Yamuna water and bring it to the Radha Damodar temple, and Prabhupada only would come and open the gate, and she would go and give it to the pujari, and the pujari would use it for doing abhishek in the Radha Damodar Mandir. Prabhupada comments in that lecture that this lady, simply by doing this one activity of going every day and fetching water from the Yamuna for the abhishek of Sri Sri Radha Damodar, because of this one activity, she is going back to Godhead. This is knowledge. What is the point of knowing so many other things? How will it help us in our journey back home, back to Godhead? In the presence of all these so-called PhDs and double PhDs and masters and all these people, I feel that this simple woman is much more far advanced and more intelligent than anybody else, because she knows what she is doing. She may not be an expert scholar of Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, but because she's chanting Hare Krishna, all the import and all the purports of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam have been revealed to her in her heart, because she has implicit faith in Guru and Krishna. And so therefore, in a determined way, please understand, those whose intelligence is multi-branched, determination in Krishna consciousness is durlabh, very, very difficult. If you really want to see a miracle, look at a devotee of Krishna who is determined and who is practicing Krishna consciousness. That is a miracle. It is very difficult to be determined in Krishna consciousness. And here is a woman who is in such an advanced stage, and we don't know since when, she is just performing this service day after day, again and again. This is transcendental consciousness. Prabhupada tells in that lecture that it was clear that she was not very educated, but she was doing this something which great Mahatmas, great Goswamis would not do on a daily basis. And their mind would cheat them. Today something else will do them, this, that, multi-branched intelligence problem. So there is nothing lacking in bhakti. Some of the acharyas in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, in which ISKCON comes, there are some acharyas like Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj and Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. They are illiterate people. They are illiterate. I repeat, not all the acharyas in the Guru Parampara, which we have in our altar and whom we are worshipping daily, not all of them are educated also. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Prabhupada, these kind of personalities, they are like, they are Bhakti Vedantas. Nobody knows the concept of Bhakti better than them. But Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the topmost scholar of the recent times in the science of Bhakti, accepted an illiterate person as his guru, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. He would simply keep chanting. But if anybody would go and ask any question to Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, although he has not read any of the scriptures, but he would tell the import of the Vedic literature. How does he know this? Janayatyashu vairagyam jnanam chayad ahetukam. This is the word of Srimad Bhagavatam. One immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. Also, don't forget the 10th chapter, shloka number 11 of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, I destroy the darkness born out of ignorance in their heart with the shining lamp of knowledge. So Krishna will do that. So there's no reason to get into other yoga systems. And then another point, for if you're still not fully convinced, then listen to this. Bhakti pareshanu bhavo viraktir anyatra chaisha trika ekakalah prapadyamanasya yathashnatah syus tushti pushti kshudapayo nughasam. Actually, this was not the meter in which it should have been recited. Bhakti hi pareshanu bhavo viraktir anyatra chaisha trika ekakalah prapadyamanasya yathashnatah syus tushti pushti shudapayo nughasam. This is the meter. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.42. It says devotion, direct experience of the Supreme Lord, and detachment from other things. These are the three things which everybody wants. Devotion, direct experience of Krishna, and detachment from the worldly mundane affairs. These three simultaneously occur for one who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of, who has taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the same way that pleasure, nourishment, and relief from hunger comes simultaneously and increasingly with each bite for a person engaged in eating. So when you are hungry, when you eat something, you get the pleasure of eating also, you get the nourishment also, and you get the relief from hunger also with each bite simultaneously and increasingly. So in the same way, when somebody is engaged in devotional service, they get devotion, direct experience of Krishna, and detachment from mundane affairs simultaneously and increasingly, simply by remaining in Krishna consciousness. So therefore, what is the use of practicing other yoga systems? Okay, so let's move on to the next discussion. Why Krishna also skips Gyan and Dhyan sometimes? If you will go and talk to Krishna, and if you say that I'm doing some karma yoga, Krishna will say, okay, no problem, skip Gyan and Dhyan and just directly go to Bhakti. See, karma yoga encourages material action with detachment. Bhakti Yoga also encourages spiritual action. So Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, they all encourage action. One is encouraging material action, Karma Yoga, with detachment. And Bhakti Yoga is encouraging spiritual action with, of course, there's no question of detachment because detachment automatically comes in Bhakti Yoga. So both are encouraging action. But Jnana and Dhyana Yoga, they are encouraging inaction. So suppose your leg has been fractured and you are sitting like this with your leg tied to a rope in your bed for 3 weeks. So there is a lot of inertia which gets into you. And after that, when you try to walk, you'll struggle like anything. So in spiritual life, especially in Kali Yuga, where everybody is living hardly for 50, 60 years, there's no time to waste in inertia. Why you want to waste a lifetime? Why should we waste a lifetime by getting stuck in the inertia of Jnana Yoga or Dhyana Yoga? And once when we have finished the Jnana Yoga or Dhyana Yoga, then basically we have to reverse the whole cycle and again get back into action. I've spent last 30 years simply being inactive, and now when I've come to Bhakti, they are telling me, oh, you have to do so many things the entire day. This is not good. It's not easy. This is like saying that all my life I will enjoy. And in old age, when my body is not working, when I'm frustrated, when my body is not cooperating with me, then I will again become fully active in Bhakti. Just like that is not possible. So similarly, this is also not possible in most circumstances. So therefore, Krishna skips Jnana and Dhyana many times. He just recommends directly go to Bhakti Yoga. Okay, I hope you have understood this point. Is there any disagreement till now? Is there any point which is not understood? You can raise your hand and you can ask a question. Okay, then let's move to Krishna's choice of yoga. Krishna is telling the Bhagavad Gita. If we really want to understand the Bhagavad Gita, then we should really try to understand what Krishna wants us to do. We cannot just ignore Krishna in the whole Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is the original Yogeshwar. We are talking about so many yoga systems. He is the person who has all the science of yoga reside inside Krishna, reside in the body of Krishna, you can say like that. He is Yogeshwar. So what does he say? Very nice point he will say. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatenantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam samay yuktatamo matah. Krishna says, amongst all the yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me. Who will think of Krishna? Only the devotee will think. Thinks of himself, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. Actually, I should make this line bold. It is very clear we are talking about a Bhakti Yogi, because this transcendental loving service is not done in any other form of yoga, only Bhakti Yoga. Krishna says, amongst all the yogis, one who with great faith always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. So many people say, oh, how can Bhakti Yogis be highest? They are highest because Krishna says so. That is my opinion. Krishna is saying that is my opinion. Now, whose opinion is more important other than the opinion of Krishna? Krishna's opinion is that the Bhakti Yogi is the highest. Okay? And some more verses Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam evaishyasi satyam te pratijani priyosi me. Krishna says, always think of me. Become my devotee. Worship me and offer your respectful obeisances to me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Pratijani priyosi me. This Krishna is not promising to anybody else. Now, what are these activities? Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer your homage unto me. This is all Bhakti Yoga. And if somebody does this, they will come to him, that is Krishna, without fail. Mam evaishyasi satyam te. Krishna is telling this is satyam. And evaishyasi, like without fail, they will come to me. Pratijani priyosime. Why? Because I promise you this. Krishna never breaks his promise. He is Satyavan. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. And then Krishna also says, Sarva dharman parityajya. This is 18.66. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami ma shuchah. Abandon all varieties of religions and just surrender unto me. I shall give you freedom from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Ma shucha. So Krishna is actually speaking such points. And he's encouraging everybody to become a devotee. But people are not understanding. Some people say that those who are not able to do anything in life, those who don't have the caliber of doing Dhyana Yoga and Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, they take to this easy and simple and so-called fast process of Bhakti Yoga. Basically, those who are very incompetent, they take to the path of Bhakti Yoga. So there is a class of people who talk like this. I want to ask them a question. That if they are traveling in a car in the Bangalore traffic, and if they are supposed to reach a particular destination, as early as possible. And if there are two roads, one road is like a freeway, you can just shoot on that road and fly at a high speed and reach your destination fast. Good road, no bumps, no traffic lights, no signals also. And the other road is a place full of traffic, full of bumps, full of people, full of other signals, in such a way so that you are moving inch by inch. I'm pretty sure all of you must have had this experience, not just in Bangalore, but in even other cities of the world or in the country. Sometimes there is a road where people move inch by inch for hours together. And then there is always an alternative where you can just break free on a road which is very simple. To these people who say that I want to travel the difficult path, ask them to always take their car in that busy road. That they will not do. While driving, they want a faster path and an easier path. But in the philosophy of life, in the matter of life, they want to do something very difficult. This is called as stupidity. They are so envious of Krishna that they cannot stand Krishna. They cannot take these offers being made by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. They want to prove their own mettle on their own terms, and they walk their own paths. Actually, the statements like I will find a path, if not there, then I will make my path. These are not good statements. A sane person, Mahajano yena gata sapantha. A sane person always walks on the path traversed by great Mahajans. He does not try to invent his own path. Just see what Prahlad Maharaj did, what Bhishma did, what Maharani Kunti did, what Arjuna did, what Gajendra did, what the queens of Kalia did, and all these people who have offered wonderful prayers. Just see the path which they have taken and just follow that. Mahajano yena gata sapantha. Idiots will say that, oh, I will make my own path, I will chisel out my own path and things like that. But they are wasting time. Actually, practically, if you will see, more than 90% of the times, we are actually following the path which has been well documented and well researched. Not well researched, nicely being followed by others. And their life is simpler and better in that way. Okay? Okay, let's move on further. Don't use a wrong map. Bhagavad Gita is a route map back to the spiritual world. We cannot add additional lefts and rights to it just because we like it. Beware of the so-called spiritual channels who say any left or any right is okay. Now, I have brought in this point just to highlight one very important point. There is a tendency in a huge part of the population, especially of India. Not many are Nirvisheshvadi or Shunyavadi. Nullists and voidists, primarily they exist in the Western countries. In India, the problem is that everybody is a Mayavadi. They say, whether I worship Indra, whether I worship Kali, whether I worship Durga, whether I worship Shiva, whether I worship Sun, or whether I worship Ganesha, or whether I worship Vishnu, सब एक है, सब बराबर है. कुछ भी करेंगे अच्छा है, सबको इज्जत देंगे, सबको अच्छे से will worship. From here only the concept of Panch Upasana comes. The Mayavadis, especially in the northern part of India, they do Panch Upasana. They have some 5 principal deities. They have Shiva, Durga, Sun, Ganesha, Vishnu. And then they feel that it is very difficult to meditate on the impersonal. So let's use some image right now. As I said, they need the touch of bhakti to progress always. So they will put some image. These 5 principal deities they will put. And then they will make anyone as their Ishta Devta. Somebody will make Sun as the Ishta Devta, somebody will make Vishnu as the Ishta Devta, somebody will make Shiva as the Ishta Devta, somebody will make Durga as Ishta Devta, somebody will make Ganesh as Ishta Devta, and God knows what other demigods they have now brought in. And then they will worship. Sab barabar hai. These Mayavadis, when they will meet each other, they will say, Namo Narayan. That means you are Narayan, I am also Narayan. Just see. The definition of Narayan, has become so cheap. Idiots have become Narayan. Less intelligent fools, characterless people have become Narayan. Some Narayan is committing suicide. Some Narayan is going to jail because of some scam or scandal. But still they'll say Namo Narayan to each other. On the 1st of January, there is a place in Bangalore called as Whitefield. And then there is a temple there, Ganapati temple. On New Year, people come there. And this Ganapati temple has become a conglomerate of many other demigods. Like Navagrahas have also come. Ganapati was already there. Shiva has also come. And many, I didn't get to track how many demigods. So it's like a big complex of temples. So people come, ki one shot mein sab cover ho jayega. So I took the advantage of this tendency of people and I put up a bookstall there on 1st January. By the mercy of Krishna, we could distribute 150 books just on 1st January, hand to hand, physically. And we got Shastradan for 45 books. So totally 195 books in one day we distributed. The reason why I went there, because such kind of people who think that sab barabar hai, they need to know the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Sab kuch barabar nahi hai. There is only one God. His name is Krishna. Ekala Ishvara Krishna Ara Sava Bhritya. There is only one God, that is Krishna, and everybody else is just his servants. That is the highest reality. Everybody should understand this. And the problem with these so-called spiritual channels, I will not name them. Now people think that if I have switched on this spiritual channel, where so-called Katha, Bhagavad Katha or things like that is going on, no, whatever they will say in this channel is correct. Whatever they will say on these channels is spiritual. No. You may be being served Mayavad. You may be being served Nirvisheshvad. On the same spiritual channel, some Nalist will come and speak. After that, some Mayavadi will come and speak. Some Voidist will come and speak. Some Karmi will come and speak. Some God knows whom and all they keep inviting. And people feel that whatever comes is Bhakti. That is not Bhakti. Bhakti, the term, is specifically related to Hari. Kirtan can only be done for Krishna and not for Kali. There is no such thing as Kali Kirtan, which the people are doing these days. Kali Kirtan kar rahe hain. There is no such thing, what can I say, in the scriptures which has been recommended in the name of Kali Kirtan. Kirtan means Krishna. Kirtan means Vishnu. But people are doing bonafide, wrong, stupid things, and these things are being showed in these channels. And so people think whatever I do, कुछ भी करेंगे, सब बराबर है, किसी की भी पूजा करो, ultimately तो we'll go back home, back to God. This is wrong. So I want to bust this myth which is there. People are not understanding because the younger generation is seeing such a disgusting attitude in their elders that sab barabar hai. Because of that only people are becoming slowly atheists. Parents are not giving the proper knowledge to their children. We don't know why we do what we do. When I was in a hostel during my engineering, my friend, at that time I was not Krishna conscious, so I was not very you can say, spiritually inclined. But that friend of mine was quite spiritually inclined. He would get up, he would have bath every day before the sun rises. He would come back to his room, and then he would start putting tilak on various parts of the body. One day, I was there in his room, and then I just went there and he was putting tilak, and I asked him, why do you put tilak in these 12 places only like that? He said, because my father puts it, so I am also putting it. He didn't know. He didn't know why he was doing it. And because he did not know the scientific reason why he was doing it, today, that same very friend of mine, I can tell you, he no longer puts tilak. He's into all different kinds of smoking, drinking, illicit activities. That same very person. If parents will not encourage their children to scientifically ask questions and understand the principles of Sanatana Dharma, and if they give them such kind of foolish stuff that sab barabar hai, kuch bhi kar lo, sab ek hai, this and that, then they will slowly become atheists and they will become very degraded. So don't use a wrong map. Study the Bhagavad Gita, chant Hare Krishna, follow in the footsteps of great personalities like Prahlad and Gajendra and Maharani Kunti. These are Mahajans. Learn the names of 12 Mahajanas and try to follow in their footsteps. Then success is guaranteed. By logical argument and reasoning, by doing Shastrarth, one Pandit sitting with another Pandit and trying to prove the other one wrong, this will not take us home back to God. So just follow in the footsteps of the previous Acharyas and the Mahajanas. The Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu writes, Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vidhim Vina Aikanta Ki Harir Bhaktir Utpatyaiva Kalpate. Rupa Goswami says, devotional service of the Lord that ignores the authorized Vedic literatures like Upanishads, Puranas, and Narad Pancharatra is simply an unnecessary disturbance in the society. This point is very, very nice. Devotional service of the Lord that ignores the authorized Vedic literatures like Upanishads, Puranas, and Narad Pancharatra is simply an unnecessary disturbance in the society. That means everything has to be done by scriptures. Sometimes I see some sentimental devotees. They have Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra deities. And during the time of Christmas, they will decorate them as Santa Claus. This is my love for Jagannath. Where is it recommended in the scriptures or where is it mentioned that Jagannath dresses up like a Santa Claus? We have to understand that Shruti Smriti Purana Adi Pancharatra Vidhim Vina Aikanta Ki Harer Bhakti. So the problem, these so-called spiritual channels, they are recommending and doing stuff which is not fully recommended by the scriptures, and therefore it is simply an unnecessary disturbance in the society. So don't get into their trap. Study the Bhagavad Gita, save yourself. Simply if you turn on a spiritual channel, so-called spiritual channel, that does not mean that you are progressing in spirituality. Please have right discussions. Please chant Hare Krishna. Please read the Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, life will become very difficult. One of the reasons why India has degraded and has started aping the West, because it has lost all its confidence in the importance of Vedic knowledge. It has lost its faith in the superiority of Vedic knowledge, in the superiority of Bhagavad Gita. And therefore, so much, all these religious conversions are happening. I mean, what is higher than Bhagavad Gita? If a person has seriously studied Bhagavad Gita, why will they go and try to simply figure out or change their so-called... First of all, dharma cannot be changed. If you are changing from Hindu, you are becoming Muslim, or from Muslim another day you're becoming Christian. That means This is something which can be changed. But the bona fide definition of dharma in the scriptures is that engagement by which the living entity sustains itself. That is called dharma. The intrinsic characteristic property of anything or any substance which can never be changed is called dharma. And the dharma of the spirit soul is to serve. This is Sanatan Dharma. When Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, abhyudhanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamiham. It is this dharma. Whenever yada hi dharmasya, whenever yada when the spirit soul forgets that its constitutional position is to render devotional loving service to Krishna, at that time Krishna descends and he establishes this Sanatan Dharma and not Hinduism or not something else. So don't make a compromise in the name of spirituality. Don't use the wrong map. Now for today, the practical tip is hear all the time. Whatever you may be doing, just as cooking, walking or driving, always have the lecture of Srila Prabhupada playing. I will show you something. I hope YouTube will not flag me for that. I am not promoting any brand as such, but I have this kind of a device. There is a memory card in this, and I have loaded all Srila Prabhupada's lectures in that. Whenever I am trying to do something, like I'm trying to wash some vessels, or I'm going on a walk, which I'm not doing these days, I have to resume again. Or if I'm, let's say, in the bathroom having a bath, I will just switch this on.
Micro SD card mode.
The profession of a Kshatriya or even up to Vaishya, not of a Shudra. These are the nature. So they are strictly being followed. The Sanatana Goswami, they are very learned scholar in Sanskrit, in Arabic language, Persian language. But because they accepted the ministership of Nawab Hussain Sir, immediately they are rejected. And they changed their name. Almost they became Muslim. Sakar Malik Dabir Khas. Their name was that. These are Mohammedan names. So they were living like that. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blessed them, they became the first class Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami.
So what I'm trying to say, I can always switch on a lecture and do various tasks. Hearing can be a parallel activity. And when you hear more, your japa will be good. When your japa will be good, automatically your reading will also improve. So just use your time for hearing kirtans or some lectures or just memorize some shlokas. Just keep hearing all the time. The more you hear, the more self-realized you will become. If you remember the 9 processes of bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam, everything begins with Shravanam. Bhakti begins with Shravanam. Essentially, when you people come on Zoom, you don't come here to chit-chat. You come here to hear. So hearing is very, very important. Simply, if one can hear faithfully, submissively, render oral submissive reception, and if they can chant Hare Krishna in the association of devotees, simply by doing this, there, Shravanam Kirtanam, that's all. Hearing and chanting, one can go home back to God. No need to do other things also. So the practical tip of the day is, hearing can be made into a parallel activity. You can hear. You can really maximize your hearing 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours a day while cooking, while wherever, while walking or while driving. Generally, whenever I drive, I always put on a kirtan or a lecture. In my bathroom also, I take this has a hook. I hang it somewhere and then it's playing. And half an hour which I spend in bathroom, half an hour hearing is done for the day. So in this way, please try to utilize your time as much as possible and hear as much as you can. This is the practical tip of today. Okay. Are there any questions? Before I move further, are there any questions or comments? I have practically covered what I wanted to cover, so I'm asking. Okay, how do we get such a device? Go online and order it for yourself. It's called as a Bluetooth pocket radio speaker. This also has numbers, if you can see. So I have made a list of lectures. Suppose if I want to hear the lecture number 323, so I can just type 323 and it will go and start there. So this is the benefit. It is not battery operated. It runs, yeah, it is battery operated. It can be charged. Prabhupadvani.org is a very nice website where you can get all the lectures of Prabhupada. Thank you for pointing it out. If I'm hearing Prabhupada as well as Amog Prabhu or Amrendra Prabhu, is this okay? Actually, I will say not okay. Initially, please expose yourself only to Srila Prabhupada. And when you get the concepts fully cleared, then you can hear other speakers or lecturers. It is whenever in the initial stages, I recommend only to hear Srila Prabhupada. There is nothing which the other speakers in ISKCON are speaking, which is beyond which Prabhupada is speaking. I repeat, there is nothing else which you will get in any lecture of any speaker in ISKCON beyond what Srila Prabhupada is speaking. And those who have taken initiation, I don't think anyone of you have taken initiation, but those who are initiated, the recommendation for them is that just hear the lectures of Srila Prabhupada and your spiritual master. By listening to these two people, you'll go back home, back to God. And of course, when some opportunity is there, if some devotee is visiting, if they are giving a class, you can hear. But generally, I personally don't make any special endeavor to go and hear here and there. I'm happy with Srila Prabhupada and my Guru Maharaj. And everybody is asking the name of the device. It varies from brand to brand. I took the device which is of the name Chroma, C-R-O-M-A, Chroma. So you can get it in various brands. You can see the brand name, Chroma. If you want, I'm not doing publicity of this brand. Please don't take me in the wrong way. You can order it for yourself. I can share in the Google Drive all the lectures of Srila Prabhupada, and you can download it. And it's very easy. The place where you have switched it off, at that place, when you switch it on, it plays from that place only. So sequentially, you can just cover up as much as you can. Okay. So, okay, everybody is asking too many questions. I'll type it out. Bluetooth pocket radio. That means this is Bluetooth also, Bluetooth enabled also. Suppose if I want to hear a lecture which is in my phone, I can connect this to my phone and hear also. And it has memory card slot also. Costs around somewhere around, I don't remember the price, but somewhere it is around 2,000. So you can see for yourself. Purchase a memory card, purchase this, and then I will share the Google Drive of all the lectures. You can download it. This is for those people who really want it offline and want to keep it simple. They don't want to get up early in the morning and search a lecture. So this is very simple. And for those who can go online, Prabhupadvani.org is what I recommend. You can start hearing. Prabhupadvani.org is a very nice website. You can go there. Somebody pasted the link here also. Yeah, Prabhupadvani. Sorry, I wrote the wrong spelling. Prabhupadvani.org is a very nice. Okay, I'm typing to one person only. Sorry. This is the name of the website, and this is the name of the device. Bluetooth pocket radio speaker. It may cost somewhere around this price. Okay, so far so good. Homework for this session is the same as the last session. This verse is very, very important, verse 9.26. If you have not learnt it, please learn it again. And not all of you have written the answer to this question. I understood that because I have not covered the session fully, maybe because of that, answer has also not been given. So please take another week's time and try to write your answers and send it to me. I'll try my best to give feedback. Okay. Okay, more chat messages are coming. Okay, someone has found out the link and they are posting it here also. Very good. Okay, next. Many times people ask me how to read Srila Prabhupada's books. Is there a guide? Is there a sequence by which you should read Srila Prabhupada's books? The answer is yes, there is a sequence. And today I'm going to show it to you. I have a PDF file where this sequence has been very nicely pointed out. And I'm going to again share my screen. Please hang on, don't disconnect. You're going to miss if you disconnect. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. If you're able to see it, please type yes in the chat box. Are you able to see my screen? If you're able to see my screen, please type yes. Okay, thank you. Now please stop typing so that I can discuss. This is called as Srila Prabhupada's book reading and hearing guide. Okay, so just to, if something can be measured, it can be done. If something cannot be measured, it cannot be done. So in Krishna consciousness also we measure our progress. So we have divided the progress in few stages called as Krishna Sevak, Krishna Sadhaka, Krishna Upasaka, Srila Prabhupada Ashray, Shelter, first initiation, second initiation. Like this we have divided. Before Krishna Sevak is Shraddhavan. So all the people who are chanting minimum 1 round every day and who have attended level 1 Gita course, they are already Shraddhavans. When you will come to 4 rounds, you'll have to take a Shiksha of 4 rounds where you have to read this book, Beyond Birth and Death, Science of Self-Realization, Chapter 1, Bhagavad Gita, Introduction and Chapter 1. And if after reading these, if you can chant 4 rounds every day, and apart from that, if you can hear these lectures, that means all the Bhagavad Gita lectures of Chapter 1, then you are eligible to write the Krishna Sevak or to take the Krishna Sevak Shiksha. Similarly, a person who is chanting 8 rounds and who has read this book Raj Vidya, Matchless Gift, Science of Self-Realization Chapter 2 and 3, and Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2 and 6. And also, along with that, if he has heard the lectures of Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2 to 6, then he can call himself a Krishna Sadhak. He can appear, there is an open book exam which you have to just write and submit. And then you will be called as a Krishna Sadhak. Just like you have a certificate for Shraddhavan, you will have a certificate for Krishna Sevak, Krishna Sadhak. Similarly, there is Krishna Upasak, Prabhupada Ashray, Shelter, Initiation, Second Initiation, like that. So in this way, we have divided different books which are supposed to be studied for various levels. Because if we don't divide it, it will never get done. People come to us for initiation, and when we ask them, have you read the Bhagavatam, have you read the Bhagavad Gita? If you see, for getting first initiation, at least 2 times the Bhagavad Gita should have been studied. Bhagavatam first canto should have been studied. For second initiation, minimum 3 times. So we really insist upon reading. So this is the point which I am trying to say here, that it is very, very important for us to read, and reading has to be done in a sequence. This is the recommended sequence for reading. If somebody is jumping like a monkey from here and there, they will never finish anything. However, if they just commit to this gradual process of Shiksha, every 3 months we do a Shiksha ceremony where people take Krishna Sevak. After again after 3 or 4 months, we'll do Krishna, they'll take Krishna Sadhak. So in this way, in a period of 1 to 1.5 years, they can really come to 16 rounds. And they will not even realize that they have done that because it is very gradual. So this is the reading guide. These books are compulsory to be read. Apart from these books, you see there are some other books written by Srila Prabhupada, some 30-40 pages books. So devotees, if they want, they can read this also. But after completing this syllabus, not before that. And hearing guide, basically we want all the Bhagavad Gita lectures. We give us a list of lectures that, okay, you hear these 7 lectures from chapter 1 or you hear this 18 lectures from chapter 2 and things like that. We provide a list. If you can just cover that, then this is not very difficult. So this is the hearing and reading guide. I will post this PDF. I know many devotees had been wanting it. I'll post this PDF in the groups to take advantage of. Okay. And now, if you want to do something, if you want to read something, you need to have these books. How can you read without having the books? Just like if you want to hear Prabhupada's lectures, unless you have it, how can you hear it? So to encourage people in their journey, in their gradual progression in the journey of Shiksha, we have come up with a very, very innovative concept. It is not very innovative, it is pretty simple rather. I'll again share my screen. We have come up with something called as a Shiksha set. So we have made up a group of books. They are very few in number. When I was showing the Shiksha reading guide to you, it was appearing, oh, Bapre, so many books to read. But actually, it is just these 8 books. If you can finish reading these 8 books, you're done. You can take any kind of Shiksha. So these 8 books, and now this is valid not just for Gita course people, even those people who have passed out from Gita course, level 1, level 2 completed, they are into other different kind of programs where they are further progressing in that. It is valid for them also. So everybody can take this Shiksha set. And again, some very merciful soul, very kind soul, if you count, there are 8 books in this, but some very merciful and kind soul has given a huge donation to the temple, telling that please encourage everybody to take these books and read them. And so much so that for these 8 books, the price which he has, through his Shastradan, he has requested us to reduce the price so that it enables everybody to take these books. And the price for these 8 books is 650 rupees only. Now, if you will notice, all those who have taken very few people have taken Saptarshi sets, by the way. So those who have taken Saptarshi sets, they can, I will get back to them. They will be needing only 3 books because 4 books they have got. They have got Science of Self-Realization, they have got Ishopanishad, Nectar of Instruction, and one more book. Maybe 3 books they have got. So 4 books they need to take. So they can just pay the differential amount and take the rest of the books. And then they have the entire Shiksha set with them. They don't need to worry or go online and suffer with the various distractions which come online. They can just read these books. And those who have not taken Saptarshi set, they can immediately take this Shiksha set. I mean, this is I should not sound like a salesman, but I have never seen such an incredible opportunity where you are getting 8 books just for 650 rupees. That too because someone, I don't want to take his name because he said, don't take my name. But he is a devotee who started from Shraddhavan and he was now at the level of initiation. And he's a big fan of this Shiksha ceremonies and this Shiksha process, where in a gradual way, step by step, every 3 months, when someone progresses to the next level, and before they know it, they become qualified for initiation in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Parampara, which is the ISKCON Parampara. So he has recommended that every devotee should have this Shiksha set. All Bhakti Rikshas, all congregation members, all Gita course members should have this Shiksha set. And he is ready to cover up the cost of every Shiksha set and bring it down. We have to basically tell him how many Shiksha sets have gone and he will cover up this much percentage of that. So this kind of great personalities we have around. So this is an incredible opportunity. I recommend all those who have not taken Saptarshi set, they should definitely take. These are available only in English and Hindi, not in Bengali. I'm pretty sure that it is not available in Bengali as of now, only English and Hindi. And I recommend people to take in either one of these languages because The question papers which we have for various Shiksha levels are also in English and Hindi only at the max. At the max, it can be in Kannada. But I think all of you are attending English sessions. What is the need for you to have a vernacular book for yourself? English and Hindi should be sufficient, I feel, here, until unless you do not understand either English or Hindi. So we can definitely arrange a Kannada set for you or a Tamil set for you. But please take note, it will always be a struggle for you, because essentially speaking, in ISKCON, especially in South India, the medium of instruction is English. So I recommend all those who have not taken the Saptarshi set, please take this please take this Shiksha set. How you have to take? Very simple. ISKCON Whitefield @YesBank, that UPI. Just transfer 650 rupees to it. Share the screenshot with me. Write which language Shiksha set you want. Please take note, if you take these 8 books now, then for the next, I hope that you will remain connected with us for the next 1 year or 1.5 years in some way or the other, directly or indirectly, and you will be progressing in Shiksha. Simply by making this investment of 650 rupees now, you are set for the next 1.5 years. You don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to go online. You just have to pick up this book and read it and keep answering those questions. And those who have already taken the Saptarshi set, I'll work it out. I don't know the differential price. I'll work it out. Definitely, it will be lesser than 650 only. By the way, I forgot to mention, in this 650, that devotee is covering the delivery charges also. So it's a very, very nice opportunity. Please take this. So those who have taken the Saptarshi set, I can tell you the differential amount which you have to pay, and then we'll send you the differential Shiksha set. And those who have not taken the Saptarshi set, I recommend all of you, without fail, positively, please take this Shiksha set. This also helps. This will not only give you a tool which is very easily accessible, but it also helps us in distributing Prabhupada's books. All these are Prabhupada's books, especially this book called Prabhupada. It is the brief summary of the pastimes or the Leela which Srila Prabhupada did. So please take these books. I am appealing all the time. Everybody listens, but everybody does not take. I'm always thinking why people are not taking. Just like if a child goes from standard 1 to standard 2, he cannot say that I will not take the books and I will go to standard 2. So you people have now, you are the fortunate ones who have come from level 1 to level 2. You cannot say that I will not take these books. You should take these books. These books are not going to bite you. This costs less than a pizza or less than a whatever feast or New Year celebrations which you may have done. Somebody with so much love and devotion is trying to assist you in your spiritual life. That person who is trying to bring down the price of all these books. Now, this is a very nice gesture. Go ahead, take part, help us in the book distribution, and in your message, after transferring 650 rupees, just mention English or Hindi and write Shiksha set along with your address, and we'll dispatch it to you. And those who have taken Saptarshi set, please wait for 1 or 2 hours after this session. I will share the details of the message. I'll share the details, like how much you have to transfer and things like that for the differential set. So only 2 options you have. Either you have to take the Shiksha set, or else you have to take the differential Shiksha set or remainder Shiksha set, however you want to call it. Shiksha set or remainder Shiksha set. Full Shiksha set costs 650 rupees. Remainder Shiksha set costs, I'll let you know. And the same UPI ID you can transfer, same process. Write the screenshot, give us the screenshot, give us your address, we'll dispatch it. Available only in English and Hindi. Please type the URL for the books. There is no URL for these books right now. It's just a photo. We don't have a fully functional website right now. We're planning to do that. If you mean how to read these books online, you can go to vedabase.io. I don't want to put anyone in darkness. All these books are also available on vedabase.io. But it really makes sense to have a physical copy of these books. because it saves you from a lot of distraction and wastage of time if you have a physical book. What is ISKCON membership? Abhijit Patra Prabhu is asking. ISKCON membership is you commit yourself. You regularly come to the to the nearby center or the nearby temple. You do some services. Sometimes you come and you see there are some services going on. You come and assist us in those services. If you may so desire, if you feel that ISKCON is doing the highest social welfare, and if you feel that, okay, some part of my monthly earnings should go for this Krishna conscious projects, and if you decide to give some monthly donations, and all this thing is called as, you become a part of ISKCON. Even if you don't do all these things, simply by being in touch with Prabhupada's books and Mahamantra, you are a part of ISKCON. However, there is something called as membership, where I'm not very sure about the administrative details of that. Some one-time payment is there, some 30,000, 33,000. I'm not very sure. If you make that, then you get some kind of a certificate that you are a member of ISKCON. I personally don't encourage all this. I personally recommend people should not just give 30,000 rupees once and then have that certificate and keep sleeping in their house. And once in a year, they'll come and they'll say, I'm a member of ISKCON. This is my certificate. Give me all the privileges. I don't like this culture, and I don't recommend this also. Membership in ISKCON for me means be regular to the center or the temple. Help us in the services by giving us your time and energy. Come and do some physical services here if time permits you. And also help us monetarily to make some monetary contributions on a monthly basis. Even if it is 1 rupee, that is okay. But you do something. Try to interact with us and understand what is the need. For example, right now we are planning to have a Sankirtan bus, a small bus-like a structure where the whole sheshi, there is a lot of space to store many books, and there is a small kitchen set up in that bus, and 2 devotees can stay in that bus, and they can just keep traveling all over the country, distributing Prabhupada's books and cooking prasadam for themselves. They can sleep in the bus only. Wherever they will see some hand pump or some facility, they can have bath and all. And that bus should have a space for 7-8 people to sit, so that if we go to some place, we distribute little prasad, and then we get 7-8 people in the bus and do a small session, discover yourself or journey of self-discovery kind of sessions. So this is one dream which we have. We will call it as the Sankirtan bus. So yeah, when you interact with us, you'll come to know of our future visions and future plans. And if you feel motivated that yes, this Sankirtan bus is going to make a huge difference, especially in the rural areas, and if you feel inspired, then you can come and talk with us. We'll let you know that yes, this is the bus which we want, and you can help us in that way. So I feel this kind of engagement is better than just having a membership and then flash your membership card on the day of Janmashtami and say that I should go ahead in the queue. So if you want, you can do that. It's fully possible. But I feel this is a better membership, where you give your time, where you give your energy, where you also visit regularly, where you become very nice in relationship with the other devotees. You understand their pains and pleasures. You know what they like, what they dislike. You become their friends. They care for you. You care for them. You contribute monetarily on a monthly basis. You invite them for prasadam. Temple invites you for prasadam. And then you come to know what are the visions and the plans, how the temple is planning to expand. And you assist in your limited capacity or unlimited capacity. I feel this is real membership. So both possibilities are open. If you want to become a lifetime member by giving 30,000 or 33,000 rupees once, I don't know exact amount, that is open. You can do that. Or if you want to really become a life member, you please become our friends and try to be a little regular to our center or temple. Now, for all those who are not in Bangalore, very soon, we will let you know which are the places or the centers you can connect with. We will personally do the handshake, or maybe if you are good enough, you can go and do the handshake yourself and go and start attending sessions there and start doing some services there. This is called real membership. Deepmala Golani Mataji is selling books are lifetime investment for us and our generations. This is a fact. If you take these teachings of Lord Chaitanya and if you read it once, your life will change. And after you, whoever will read, their life will also change. Deepmala Golani Mataji is asking, can we come to the center without taking prior permission? Yes, Mataji, you can come. No problem. Narayani Kannan Mataji is asking, what is the membership fees, Mata Prabhuji? There is no such thing as membership fees. We are not charging anything for this Gita course to you. There is no such thing as membership fees. There is something called as a lifetime membership plan, which Prabhupada had started in 1970s. It is still valid. If you want, you can tell Ashwin, your son, to ping me and I can share the details. Abhishek Mishra Prabhu is worried about the exams from now only. So exams are held on a 3-monthly basis. So we will announce the next date of the exam at least 3 months in advance, and devotees can plan and write. Until some level, the exams are open book. After a certain level, the exams becomes closed book. They are not very difficult. We are not here to give you marks and fail you and things like that, just to ensure some seriousness. So it's very simple. People, every time, last time when we did Shiksha, 150 devotees took Shiksha who are connected to our center and other Bhakti Rikshas and various things. So it's happening. People are doing it in a systematic, procedural, step-by-step way. People are going up till the level of initiation. As I said, if it can be measured, it can be done. If it cannot be measured, it cannot be done. So if you really want to progress in Krishna consciousness, take this Shiksha set. If you already have the Saptarshi set, wait for me. Wait for my message. You can take the remainder Shiksha set or the differential Shiksha set. Or if you want to still have the Shiksha set and give the Saptarshi set to someone else, not all books are matching, 3 books are matching. So you'll have 2 copies, you can donate it to someone. So it's up to you. This also helps us in book distribution. So please go ahead for it. Okay. So with this, I would like to end today's session with the etiquette for the day. I promise that I will teach etiquette every session. So the first etiquette which I'm going to teach is when you enter the temple, how to offer pranam. So there are 2 kinds of pranam. One is called as the Shashtang pranam, where the 16 parts of your body touches the ground. So the right way to do it is shown in the picture. I'll use my laser pointer. This is the right way to do. Okay, and the wrong way to do is like this, sleeping. Sometimes people put tilak and the tilak is not fully dried. So when they are doing Shashtang pranam, they put their head this side thinking tilak wipe nahi hona chahiye. And Panchang pranam means 5 parts of your body are touching. This is called Panchang pranam. For ladies, for Matajis, always they have to do Panchang pranam only. Matajis cannot do Shashtang pranam. Shashtang pranam only the males should do. Okay? And the right way to do Panchang pranam is, if you have a bead bag, don't let the bead bag touch the floor. But don't start doing like this also. So this is Ashtang pranam and Panchang pranam. The sequence of offering this, generally every temple when you will enter, it will always have a deity of Prabhupada. It will have the Radha Krishna deities. And it will also have devotees sitting in the temple hall. So the sequence of offering pranam is, when you come to the door of the temple hall, first we offer Panchang pranam to the devotees who are sitting in the temple. Then we go to Srila Prabhupada and offer Shashtang pranam to Prabhupada. When we are offering Shashtang pranam to Prabhupada, Prabhupada should not be here. Prabhupada should be on our left hand side. That means I will keep Prabhupada to my left hand side and offer pranam like this. Prabhupada is here and I'm offering Shashtang pranam. And after that, after I have paid my obeisances to the Vaishnavas, and when I have paid my obeisances to Guru, that is Prabhupada, then I will go to Krishna. And then I will go to the main altar and offer my obeisances. While leaving the temple hall, just reverse. First to Krishna, then to Prabhupada, then to the Vaishnavas, and then you will go. Now, question may be raised, Prabhuji, itna mehnat kara rahe hain aap hum log se. So much hard work, jab bhi dekho Panchang pranam hi karte ja. Actually, when we do this, over a period of time, we become humble. Our false ego gets crushed. The more we do such Panchang and Shashtang pranams, we will become more purified. So always remember the sequence. When you are at the door of the temple hall, pranam to the Vaishnava. A little bit you can come inside the temple hall because it can be a little dusty or dirty outside the temple hall because of slippers and all. You come inside the temple hall first to the Vaishnavas because you don't know which exalted devotee is sitting in the temple hall. So first to all the devotees, then to Prabhupada, and then to Krishna. That's when you are entering the temple. And when you are exiting, just reverse. First to Krishna, then to Prabhupada, and then to the devotees, and then you leave. Okay? And I will also request all the devotees, it's high time now, please learn this Prabhupada Pranam Mantra. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswata Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshtarine. Try to learn this with its meaning. Till now, when we were chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we were chanting the Panch Tattva Mantra, and then we were chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But henceforth, we will be chanting the Prabhupada Pranam Mantra, followed by Panch Tattva Mantra, and then the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is my recommendation for all the students of level 2. First we will approach Guru, then we will approach Krishna. So, time to chant our round, one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, requesting all of you to turn on your videos. We can chant. Okay. Also, please take note that many of you had registered for level 2. 3 classes, I think, are over. Those who have 0% attendance till in all these 3 classes, they are going to be removed from level 2. So be very careful. Your attendance is being tracked. If you are not very sincere, not very careful, if towards the end, if you will come and say, Prabhuji, galti ho gaya, ye ho gaya, wo ho gaya, XYZ ho gaya, we are not going to listen to anything. In level 1, we were a little bit kind, but in level 2, we want strict discipline. Otherwise, we'll never get that commitment from anybody. Okay? So let's chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नित्यानामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna to everybody. Please don't forget to take your Shiksha sets and see you on Tuesday. We'll have a nice question and answer session. Be ready with your questions. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions in chat box? Okay, no questions. Thank you. Hare Krishna.